How's it going, my friends? I hope you're having a wonderful day, and if you're not, I hope this video will help you in that endeavor. So today's video is going to be about the past in Bleach. So there really is this big misconception in the community that, oh, for some reason the past was really strong and like all these old people just aren't in their prime, they're a lot weaker. People say this about Yamamoto, even like going from FKT to 1000 Year Blood War. They're like, dude, FKT was stronger, the past even stronger than that. There's also people being like, Unohana used to be crazy, Kenpachi used to be crazy, they used to be crack. People being like, Baragon, he crack. All of these different people from the past be claiming that, yo, these guys should be insane. But no. I'm sorry to say this, but the past in Bleach was fodder. So why don't I get right into this? Firstly, I'll be tackling Yamamoto, since a lot of people do think our boy got weaker based off of Yuha's statement of Genryusai, you've grown weaker. But if you do look at the context, he specifically is saying his mindset is not the same. The boy Yamamoto used to be an actual Spurg, an ape on his Kenpachi type beat. Not even Kenpachi, even worse than Kenpachi. He was a actual murderer. This is not the same as getting weaker. So Yamamoto himself actually comments that, why don't you feel it yourself if it is the same? So Yamamoto himself is directly telling us, yo, I am not the same from before. He's refining his Bankai. And if you do remember, Roy does say it is a one shot, one kill. So that means in the past, our boy Yamamoto used Bankai and he one shot Yuha. None of the shenanigans, that's just what happened. No almighty, no, none of it. He just got one shot pretty outright, pretty consistent with his royal guards as well, and they get taken out in a similar way. Maya pulls up, negs them all. So no, our boy Yamamoto did not get weaker. So he one-shot you on the pass. He's telling you how I am not the same as before. Every time a big crisis happened, Yamamoto did train. There is no reason for him to even have gotten weaker. He's literally been polishing his skills this entire time. His Bankai literally was more polished in the fight in the 1000-Year Blood War arc. There's actually no reason. Shunsui also states that Yamamoto hasn't gotten any weaker as well. So because of all these facets, no, Yamamoto is not weaker. The past was just bad. I will be telling later on in this video how bad, but hey, let's tackle Unohana. So people say that Unohana and Kid Kenpachi are absurdly strong. They would solo FKT. Unohana would beat Aizen because of this. All this nonsense. Okay. So here is the basic problem. The only thing we know about Unohana in the past is that Unohana was a captain and she had the title of Kenpachi, which means, okay, you remember Shikai Ichigo? Captain class, said by Jushiro? At best, we know that she's around that level. Very cool. And who fights that Ichigo? Yes, the boy Kenpachi just had boxed that Ichigo. Then that Ichigo pulls up and he's like, yes, I'm captain class, yada. But then you may be like, bro, what about the narrative of the fight? It's like, he's coming back to life, he's getting stronger every time. He was like, he got weaker, right? Like, huh? But okay, so here's the thing about that. So think about it like this. Let's say Kenpachi as a kid had a power of 100, alright? Let's say he had a power level of 100. Now with his mental barriers, he has a power level of 1. Okay, so Kenpachi trains, he gets a power level of 5. He trains more, he gets a power level of 500. While he is still mentally nerfed, he is stronger than he was before. So to just say because Kenpachi has mental barriers in his mind and therefore he is weaker as he was as a kid is just flawed. It is actually even said by Unohana that literally he comes back stronger every time. So no, our boy Kenpachi is not weaker as an adult, he is stronger. The only thing that Unohana did was remove the mental barrier. So it's basically like our boy Kenpachi got Bankai Amps just like that. Pretty easy, alright buddies? So dealt with those two, and now it's time for Baragon. So Ikimoki Domoe has never actually faced Baragon. He has a conception of Baragon as being his rival just by the nature of his hack's ability, but they have never actually clashed. They just had mutual respect for each other. This is a common trope in fiction. Their idols, their conception of people being greater than it was. People have been arguing this a while ago for Dragon Ball, being that our boy Goku thinks Beerus is stronger than he is. Give just like an easy example to grasp. So besides that, there is also the fact that we do directly know that all of these guys do get power clipped. Like FKT gets absurdly power clipped by the 1,000-Year Blood War. So to just even say, yeah, you know, like Baragon skills to anybody is just erroneous. And even the statements in which does, like, you would think would imply that, literally is just like, no, that is not what it actually means. Let me give you an example. When it says that now that Grimmjow's instincts are back, he would bare his fangs even though he knew he would lose to people like Baragon and Aizen. What it's actually saying here is that because of his instincts, even though he know he would lose, he would still bare his fangs. So by his nature, even though he would die because of it, he still would rampage, he would still go about. That is what it means. And it's not actually saying that Baragon is at this level. No. If you are wondering, like, yo, how's the 1,000-Year Blood War so strong? Like, what is so crazy about it? Just watch the Fullbring Ichigo video. Everybody basically scales to Fullbring Ichigo, so yeah. But there's also how trash are the people in the past. So the Zero Squad, the people that are above the Gote, our boy Ichibe. Ichibe inks Ichigo's sword. I'll be putting it up, but this is what happens. Kubo confirms it that this was Ichibe's doing. Okay, so what happens next? If you do know, we do know what Zangetsu's name is, which means Ichigo could hear it, which means that he negated Ichibe's hacks, meaning at any point in time before we see Ichibe, all we know about him is that he is weaker than Shikai Ichigo. If you have seen the 1,000-Year Blood War, you know that Ichibe is a god tier. So just by that facet, the past, yeah, the past is very, very, very bad. To say the least, it's very ludicrously weak. But yeah, I do hope you enjoyed this video. Bye bye.
The key to love is also loving yourself. Now, love is a very complicated thing. Look at love like a game. Everything is a game. Look at love like a game. In order for your partner to respect you, you have to respect yourself. But in the same context, you also have to compromise for them. So it's a very complicated idea. I was disappointed because obviously no one will be able to compromise for me fully, because I would give my all and put my all into things, and I would just never be compensated for the love I would give. So as far as compromise, for one, don't put your pride in the fucking relationship. The shit doesn't work. It makes the shit harder than it needs to be. It makes it complicated. It makes everything hard. Do not put your ego in a relationship. Do not be afraid to blow up your lover's phone. It's the ones that are annoying that love you. It's the ones that will sit there and blow you up for hours and check on you 24/7 and annoy the fuck out of you that care. It's okay to be annoying. Don't try and publicize, I'd say publicize your love in the same context, like show people you're happy. But when you start showing people what you've got going on in your personal life, that's when people feel the need to get involved, or people get in the middle and fuck everything up. Keep your relationship to yourself.